3 hours from Borivali, deep inside an Adivasi belt. Remote, raw, almost forgotten by time. My father built Maharashtra's first private tissue culture laboratory. No formal education, just one revolutionary idea. He bought 15 acres of land in Vada, turned it into a farm, and then into a research dream. As a kid, I watched my father build a plant factory, a plant tissue culture lab, back in the 80s. I didn't know what it meant. He gave me an analogy that I could never forget. He said, plant tissue culture is like making many aseems, because aseem, you're very dear to me. Simple, deep. Biotechnology explained with so much of love, even before it became the buzzword. My father taught me something without ever saying it aloud. Sit where you believe you belong. And now, years later, I realize how deep that lesson went. His vision in my spine, his rebellion in my blood. As I embarked upon my own journey, one truth arrived quietly. Every sight remembers, and every act of design must listen before it speaks. Take Goda for example. The first time I came here, it was May, and Nashik was hovering at 48 degrees Celsius. There was no water in the river, there was basalt everywhere, there was a blinding glare. My first thought wasn't design. It was, what should people feel when they come here? Maybe a little cooler, so relief. And that's why the mist, the micro droplets, the sound of water. Water was the element that binded the design together. But this land floods every year for a few days. So whatever you plant will eventually die off. And that's why I chose vetiver. Because when vetiver dies, it turns into khas. It still retains its fragrance. I chose to work with the river, not against it. I let the land decide where it wants to hold, where it wants to release. 4 years of flooding, not a single stone moved. And that is how I design. Design is not something that I add later. It is embedded. I do not begin with drawings, nor with measurements that fence imagination. I begin with experience, culture, purpose, functionality. Because I grew up on this drought-prone farm where nature was not mere idea, it was lived. Rainwater harvesting, soil care, native wisdom were not just mere theories, but they were a daily practice. So, I begin by standing still, listening, feeling where the wind moves, where the ground holds moisture, where people pause, often without knowing why. Under Amrut, when I was asked to design green spaces, I chose to build forests. Amrut ones became ecosystems. They were not parks. I don't follow templates. My learning didn't come from the classrooms. It came from the land. Because when your roots are deep, you don't need to explain where you belong. You just need to stand there and grow.